kind of Crash's fault and kind of my inability to say no. Well, what did they teach you when you were like 9? Just say no.
Don't get in the free candy van.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yes. And shout out to Mega J. He was like, Ken, you're not gonna like this, but you gotta puke all this out of your system before you get on the plane. I'm like, screw you, man. He's like, no, do it now. And boy,
It
did that help
helps.
because I would not have wanted to fly feeling like that. So,
I
yeah.
was so trash. I had to stay an extra night.
Crash, I saw you when I was loading my truck to leave, and I was like, hey, Crash, and you just looked at me and you left.
He was pretty zonked out.
We hung out.
Yeah.
Dude,
And,
I was gone, man. I don't remember a lot of stuff. I only know how I got to the Motel 6.
That's right. You end up staying an extra day.
I had to. I couldn't drive right.
Yeah.
See, I
Thankfully,
was
Steve drove us to the
responsible.
airport.
You know, I was responsible. I didn't get on the road, tore up.
So, Steve and Ken, the wife and I have had a conversation here at the house about the different waves.
Yep.
So we have wave 1.
Yep.
What's the Okami, the red Okami?
Steve, I think we just agreed we're just going to call it the Joefest 24 exclusive.
Okay. And then what's this year's exclusives in the hailstorms?
Is Steve going to overrule me?
Hailstorms are officially wave. Oh, sorry.
Yes. No, it's fine. I was going to say the same thing as you.
Okay. Then we both won't say it.
Hailstorms are officially wave 1.5.
Okay.
The desert 2-pack is just considered the Joefest 25 exclusive. And then as I look at Oz, hey Oz, how does Four Horsemen do their waves? Because we'll just copy them.
You guys pretty much got it broken down.
Yeah.
You got like the whole waves, and then you'll have con exclusives that are just their own thing. And then sometimes you might get almost like a 1.5. Like there was the All Stars Plus wave, which wasn't really like a full wave, but kind of was. Troll wave, which wasn't really wave. And then even a lot of people were saying All Star 6 was just Necronominus 1.5. So, I mean, yeah, you guys pretty much nailed the format. Way to go.
Okay. No, the thing is, the confusing thing is because the weapons pack, which I don't know if I want to call that part of a wave, is not a character, right? And the exclusive dropped at the same time as Hailstorm Wave 1.5, and the story behind that is they were actually supposed to be on different timelines, ended up on the same factory schedule, sort of by chance, timing, and everything else. And Hailstorm is called 1.5 because it was supposed to be Wave 1, and then it got delayed. That's the official story. So, yeah.
Yep. All right. It's all cleared up for me now.
Yep. So 1.5 is officially just 2 characters for now. Now, when we finally talked to Brian Hickey and Patty Lennon to do the Total O-Rings book, oops, sorry. Patty, Brian, I just made a suggestion to you guys. This might get Kibosh changed, gaslit, and revisionist history.
Right.
So, yeah. So, best memory of Joefest for you, Will?
You know, I don't have one moment. It was really the whole thing. I know that's cheesy, but there really wasn't one standout moment. It was just kind of a combined everything. And I'll say, you know, on the flip side of that, it took me over like a week from when I got home to kind of ease back into regular life because I was just so used to having fun for those, 4 days or, most of it. But, just escaping from reality for that long, for the entire next week, I was just kind of like still stuck. My mind was still stuck in that mindset. I told you the day I got back from Joefest, I was walking around the supermarket and like I turned the corner, I saw some guy and I wanted to go like, hey, what's up? But it's just a stranger in the supermarket. But you get so used to like every minute of the day, you're like running into someone who's awesome, and I found myself like, okay, I got to go back to just being a grumbling old man walking through the supermarket.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of the way it is. There's a return to reality when you come back from these things. Like, getting home Tuesday morning, I was like, oh shit, I gotta go to work. You mean I can't go down to breakfast with a bunch of my good friends and eat some biscuits and gravy and have coffee? Man, life
Yep.
freaking sucks. But then
Yeah.
I
I
remember,
know.
you know what? I had an awesome weekend just now, so life doesn't suck. Life is pretty freaking awesome.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot that went on at Joefest, and that's the downside of it. It is so big that you end up missing things. Like for me, I missed the live reveal of speaking of Kenny earlier there, Oz. I missed the live reveal of the Yeti figure based on his
Yeah.
cousin Aaron from Roma Collectibles, the late Aaron
Right.
Dietrich from Roma Collectibles, who's now going to be a character in the Skeletron line. Thankfully, Ben, Mark, Corey, and the team managed to put a prototype in his hands before he passed away, so he knew it was going to happen. But that's a great gesture to
Oh yeah.
have someone who was a regular Joe community member, just like they did for Gary Goggleshead. Now, Gary, I never got to meet. Aaron, I got to meet a couple of times. But it's a good gesture for them that a member of the community gets immortalized in the line like that.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's really neat when toy lines go and they pull from the community of fans, like they recognize who they are, and pull them into the line in some way.
Yeah. I can't wait for that figure. I can't wait for the rest of Skeletron stuff because they got the 6-inch figures coming out as well. But
I
yeah.
didn't realize the hailstorm heads fit on the Skeletron crawly things there.
I tried that after the
Oh,
show,
yeah.
so I didn't get to tell everybody.
Oh man.
Yeah. And who else dropped in backstage? I think we got somebody. Who did we get? This one will be a mystery because I can't fully see the screen down below. Hey, it's Ed.
Ed,
Action.
how are you?
What's up, Ed?
How's it going?
Hey, dude.
We can't hear you, man. You're
Ed, we
talking, but
can't hear you.
nothing.
Check your mic. See, that's why he did this. He wanted to make sure that everything was still working for Toy Elite.
So
Right.
Toy Elite Network with him and Travis Fitzgerald is in 45 minutes or so. He's coming in for a bit of a cameo here. Still can't hear you, Ed. Sorry.
Weird.
Yeah. It's your first time here on Toy
I'm plugging
Kennections.
it,
and we don't
plugging
hear
it back
nothing.
in again.
Yeah. I promise I didn't mute you as a prank.
No, we'd see the microphone.
Yeah.
How about now?
There we go. There we
There he is.
go. Yes.
There
my
you are.
Set up. I unplugged my headphones and then I plugged them back in.
There we
And
go. I
changed.
think it's your first time officially on the. I know I've been on yours before, but I think it's the first time that you've shown up here. So
Live, yes, yes.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
So thank you. Oh, that's right. Sorry. What I'm forgetting. We actually did a history collaboration last year.
Yes, we
Duh.
did.
How can I, man? For me to forget it.
Now my feelings are hurt, man. Now my feelings are hurt.
Darn it. Darn it.
Hey,
Alright,
Craft
Crash
is
is-
saying he needs a nap.
So
in the,
Crash says he's
in the
getting
private
off.
chat. Yeah, so he needs a nap. He's got to work late or overnight. So
He's been having
Yeah,
too much
fair.
fun playing with his
yeah, I
with
know.
his rattler.
Every 5
Right.
seconds, it's like, all right, we get it. You got a rattler. No, we love it, dude. I'm so happy for you that you're
Yeah,
really
I-
enjoying that.
I sort of go to work at freaking 11:15 tonight and work till like all in the morning.
Yeah.
Gross.
But I'm gonna leave y'all this. My favorite moment was to hang out with all y'all because I want to do one show a year, and that's Joefest, where all my friends are at. So
Yeah. No, it's fun. We love seeing you, dude.
Yeah,
and right before I leave y'all, 112 is true lower scale, and I'll catch you later.
oh, that's
Whoa.
right. You're right. You're
Them's fighting
absolutely
words.
right.
Them's fighting words right
Good
there.
word.
Wow.
That's blasphemy.
He's right,
Yeah.
guys.
And you know who won't be working the Delta 17 booth next year?
I got your back. I got your back, Crash. I got
Oh,
your back.
really?
It's all good.
Yeah, he does. He does. Because
He said
Ed
it
loves Monster Force.
just the right amount of times for me to change my mind. And I am
Right.
now a 100% 112 scale collector. So, yeah, thank you for that, Crash.
Crash, you have a good one.
I think it's also part of Little Willie picking up all the Mythic Legion stuff now. You're welcome, Will.
Oh, yeah, thank you so much for that. Yeah, he's got Well, I'll tell you, he cleaned the dresser off in his room, which was just a kind of a collection of stuff, and set up a proper action figure setup, which is occupied by Mythic Legions and Delta 17. So, yeah.
I saw some Savage Crucible in there too. He
Oh, that's
caught the
right.
bug
I
pretty
mixed
quick.
those up. That's my fault. He corrects me all the time. I think everything that looks kind of like that is Mythic Legions to me because I'm a dad and I don't know the lines very well.
Oh yeah, it's all good.
You know how like
Well,
some
yeah.
dads would call every video game a Nintendo. Oh, you got that new Nintendo from Sony, and
Oh yeah,
I'm
no,
doing
my
one
Or,
of
aunt and
them.
or
uncle
Microsoft,
still
yeah.
do it. New Nintendo.
Playing Mario.
Everything's a Mythic Legion. If it's not a GI Joe, it's a Mythic Legion.
Well, speaking of the shameless plugs and Delta 17, get your stuff at delta17toys.com. We got both the Hailstorms colors here. We got the weapons pack and we got the new desert pack right here. So now's your chance. You know,
And all of Wave 1, Ken.
all of Wave 1 and last year's exclusive and the comic. So all right, everyone, we need to fund that hind. Joey in the chat wants his hind. So
Oh yeah. Well, Joey, we just got an update yesterday. It's looking really good. I won't put any timelines on it though, because just when we think we're getting closer, there's so many levels to go. It's going to be extremely complicated vehicle to make. So
Guys, the only thing I think that could make the Hellstorm unit better, right? And hear me out, is we put a point at the bottom, you get a little ripcord, and you rip it, right? And then it just spins around shooting everyone like this. Because that's every time I spread his arms, that's what I think of him just going in circles. Just
Spinning around like
With a
that.
parachute, Will.
I was gonna say parachute. Everyone's gonna ask for that. So
yeah.
Maybe we put in one of those ripcord things that they used to have in the cars where you pull it out and your car would fly across the linoleum
That's
floor.
it, man.
Yeah.
Just send them flying, spinning around.
And shoot sparks.
Yes.
Yeah, you know,
Oh.
just so you can set the
Taps
carpet
on the
on
back.
fire.
You can take care of that, right, Steve? You can get that all in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So we got
yeah.
a zip thing. We've got a
Guard
key
dog?
card. We've got caps and a spark. Anything else?
Um.
Comes with
Parachute.
some like transferable tattoos, maybe some bubble gum.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, the transferable
minifig.
tattoos.
Delta
Yeah.
17 pack of cards behind it. There you go.
there you go.
That'd be cool.
Stretch goal, extra cards.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Hey,
stretch
the
goal,
the
parachute.
Rattler did patches, so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely, yeah. So, Wreck Ship, did your dad buy a bunch of stuff too, or did he save all the shopping for you?
Yeah, he got a couple things. He got some like vintage 12-inch stuff, and then he made a Make Marauder figure,
Oh, nice, nice.
and then
So did he
also-
grow up with the Adventure Team Joes or the military Joes for the 60s?
yeah, his would have been the Adventure Team Joes. He was a 70s was kind of his time for GI Joe, so
Hmm.
yeah,
Hmm.
remembers all the lifelike hair and the grip and all that good stuff.
Nice. Nice. And I was glad
Ed
to see
almost
like
had me by the mobile command center while we were pointed out while we're walking by it.
That was your fault. I bought
It's
one because
totally
you
my
started it.
fault. I definitely started it.
Yeah.
Let's not forget we converted Rex Ship to 1/18 scale.
while we were there at the show.
Cheers.
Yeah,
Cheers to
there
one.
you
Cheers
go.
to 118.
Casey
and
got the
specifically
ball
O-ring.
rolling.
Yeah. Nice.
Yep. Yep.
I would
Well,
appreciate it.
yeah, it's just unfortunate that like it ends so quickly, and we're looking forward to next year already, and the next year comes and that ends so quickly. It's just
Mhm.
like, damn it.
Yeah, I'll be excited to see all stuff at Kentuckiana here in 4 weeks. Just enjoy it. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Well, sorry, what was that?
Your stuff will be at Destro's Toy Den's booth at Kentuckiana.
Oh, okay. Kentuckiana, yes. Todd
Yeah, yeah,
Todd
yeah. Oh,
Henderson.
right.
Yes. And incidentally, his business partner, Jason, is my guest tomorrow. I haven't set the stream up yet, but
Sweet.
yeah, Jason Morell from the Order of Battle podcast / Destro's Toy Den. I
Oh.
said, let's just have a casual chat tomorrow because there's a whole bunch of people in that community, that pre-YouTube community. Because during the pandemic, a lot of our channels kind of got going, right? and we all kind of like formed this like big online circle, and we all went to Joefest. And there's this migration of people from the previous Joe cons that started to go there, and I'm like, let's put ourselves together here. Let's put our heads together here and do a stream. And Jason was all for it. So yeah. Though his disclaimer is he came in at kind of at the tail end of those Joe cons. He didn't catch the early ones, so he's always like, "Don't call me too old school, Ken." Because the true old school guys have been around way longer than me. I'm like, okay, you're just trying to preserve your youth, but okay, I understand, Jason. You bring your teenager to shows, so your youth is no longer preserved. But so yeah,
I have a question for Ed.
yeah.
What's up?
Ed, buddy, I met you at Joe Fest in person for the first time. I didn't know you were friends with Travis.
How did you not know I was friends with Travis? Does he not tell you things?
He really doesn't tell me anything, but him and I talk all the time
Yeah, it sounds about right. Travis is a squirrel hunter.
because he lives close to me.
Yeah, 100%. But I did tell you that when you were drunk on like Friday.
I wasn't drunk. Don't say that.
I'm sorry, you were busy.
There we go.
I call it networking.
Yeah.
That's a great word for it. When in
I gotta
doubt,
try
do it
using that at work sometime.
Man,
I'm networking.
Oh my God, I really networked over the weekend.
Oh man.
Hey, son of Florida man really networked too.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he was really
Right.
networking.
Little Willie did some real heavy networking.
Yeah,
He
did.
networked so hard on Saturday night. He was sitting in the chair looking at his phone the whole time.
Yeah, that wasn't as hard as he networked on Friday night when he was talking to the bushes, though.
Yeah, he even networked with the shrubbery. Yeah, that's right.
It was a good time. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah. And let us not forget. Well,
go ahead,
let us
Joe.
not forget Tactical Camel. We can never forget him.
Yes.
He
Tactical
is
Camel.
over here somewhere. Joe, I will mail him out to you when I get a chance. But
He'll come to all my shows.
yeah, he's a good guy. Very popular dude.
Mhm.
Yeah, and a few people left Joe Fest and went straight over to the Texas show after, including Joe Hunter and John from Emerald Night Photos. Like, I don't know how. I was so tired. I don't know if I would have made it, even though I kept on saying, "Hey guys, let's do another show."
Yeah.
My
John
original
lives
plan was
over
to
there,
do
so
that,
technically
yeah.
John just went home. But
Yeah, John went home.
He went home.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all he did. He threw his Joe Fest bag in the in his house, then walked down the street and was like, "All right, I'm here."
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Warlock.
Yeah. Yeah, Warlock was there. The entire, well, not the entire, but a good chunk of the Mythic Legions community was there, which is great to see.
Yeah.
Just how much Joe Fest has expanded to that sort of
I
thing.
agree.
Right. And the fact that like Jeremy and Diego from the Four Horsemen were out there buying Delta 17 stuff, like, what does that tell you?
Yeah,
That was wild.
Yeah. That's cool. That was nice of them.
Yeah, tons of good memories there. And I know Ed is kind of teasing like, hey, what if we tried a different location? Although I don't know how soon he's. I mean, Ed is in Ed Schumacher from Joe Fest there. He's looking for another location potentially, but like I know he's already booked the Marriott for next year, so I don't know if he's trying to add a second show to the calendar or what.
Albany, New York.
Yeah, that'd be like me just saying, hey,
Right.
how about Vancouver, right?
I guess. Yeah, I would love for them to just do a show in Orlando. I could just,
Yeah.
I've said it for a while. Everybody will just go rent out a hotel with no actual convention. We all just show up and rent rooms, hang out for a weekend.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Put it on the socials. Everybody shows up.
I'd be okay even with somewhere in Pennsylvania. I mean, that's not that far.
Right.
Draft.
Well, that's where Zolocon's going to be, right? So
Right.
you can
Yep.
visit Joe there at Zolocon, right?
Unless you guys want to do Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm allowed in Pittsburgh. I'm too purple.
Yeah.
Huh.
I used to live in
Really, Ed?
That wasn't Ed. That was Oz.
Oh, Oz. That's right. You are purple. Oz,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
actually, Oz, we're watching an old Thanksgiving game right now with the Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens.
Nice.
Nice.
Tell you what, if you guys want to see some of the most competitive football out there, Steelers and Ravens.
Right.
When's football season starting back up again?
About a month.
Yeah,
Yep.
2 or 3 weeks.
Preseason in a couple of weeks, and then regular season will start right at the end of August.
Yep.
So, dog days of summer are soon to not be the dog days of summer anymore. I'm a hockey guy, so the season starts in October for me. But we get
I'm still
preseason
trying to
in
figure
September.
out how the hell it's July 8th already. Jesus.
Right? Hey,
I'm
man,
not a
I ain't
summer guy,
complaining.
so yeah.
My
So wake me
burn
up
months
on
are on the
September
way.
8th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After July
Yeah.
4th is over, it's officially spooky season, my favorite time of the year. Woo, Halloween is coming, baby.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
only like
No.
147 days to Christmas.
Ugh.
Yep.
Oh,
Good.
oh.
So put off Christmas shopping a little bit.
Everybody needs to put Delta 17 in their stockings this year.
Yep.
Oh, there's going to be a couple of more Delta 17 purchases this year around Christmas.
Yeah.
Yo.
That's y'all's next project. Is y'all need to schedule some holiday figures for up to 17.
You know, as
That'd be all
dedicated
right.
and as hardcore as the O-ring market is, as we get through our journey here on Delta 17, it also like reminds me how many people have moved away from O-ring, because like I kind of look at the number of fans we have in the line and everything like that, and I'm just like, damn, we've definitely lost some people since the 80s, because um, I just thought that there'd be an even bigger groundswell for O-ring stuff, given all the O-ring lines that are coming out, like Operation Recall, Call Sign Longbow, what Skeletron is doing. Hopefully, this resurgence is a good resurgence, right? But I think just
Yep.
because there's such a split now between 112, 118, in some cases 1/6, because some people are still buying the old sideshow stuff, right?
And
So it's
I'll
definitely
just
lost
add
popularity.
that I don't think it's a I don't think it's necessarily a lack of interest in the thing. It's just that there's more stuff available right now than there ever
Right.
was.
Yeah.
Now, like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
the numbers, G.I. Joe was pumping out figures in the hundreds of thousands, right? During that time, but it was the main toy line for a block of years. And, maybe there was 2 or 3 competing ones, but we've got there's like 75 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle lines going simultaneously right now.
Yeah.
There's, G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Marvel. Those are all like the ones from the main Masters of the Universe. And then there's
Yep.
probably a dozen or more independent toy lines, like everything Savage Crucible makes, which is all those other lines. Well, just the pie is just Savage Crucible and then O-ring stuff. No, I'm kidding. I call everything
Yeah.
that. But, so I just think that the market, there's just so much being produced that, it's like there's more of us out there or more lines out there, but not there. People aren't buying as heavily into individual lines as they were back then, where every
Well, there's
toy
only so
aisle
much.
was,
There's only so much money you can spend, right? So if you're
yeah.
like me, who's really into the Monster Force, you're going to save most of that budget for Monster Force, right?
Right.
Once you're
And
down a
Basic
road,
issue, too.
once you're down the road, I mean, you're down the road, right? It's hard to jump into a new line, and every day I see something that I'm really interested in that I would love to jump into.
Right. Well, one thing
Well,
that I got to say when it
yeah.
comes to the 1/18th stuff for me, because I do collect a lot of the more indie 1/12 scale. Fortunately, when I dip my toes into the 1/18th, a lot of times it's actually saving me a bit of money. I say that in the means that I just end up buying more because I can buy more
Of
because my
course.
dollar
Right.
stretches a little bit further. So, but there certainly is a saturation of awesomeness to buy out there right now, and it does make you pick and choose a little bit more.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you follow, Kickstarters at all, they're just one after the other, and then you go to, let's say, BBTS or whatever it is with their, their new arrivals or their pre-orders. There's just stuff stacking up. Every line is putting out a lot of stuff, so there's tons of competition, not just in 1/18th, but all across the board. Right.
I remember
Right.
like 5 years ago going on those sites and typing in like 118 and not much came up. Now
Yeah,
it's
there
like
wasn't a whole lot there.
2,000 results. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's great.
I will
now,
say,
but
I
it's just
see Pedro Almeida's comment said once both collectors are running out of space fast, and that's no joke.
you know,
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Crash was sharing pictures of his new Rattler haul. And
Oh,
on the spine of the box of some of those figures, it said figure number 185. And, I
Yeah.
remember when they first started making them, I'm like, they're up to 185 figures already?
Yep.
Jeez.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I grabbed the calculator and I said, if you bought each figure at retail, you're in
Well,
like
that's
over like $4,500 just at
to
retail.
mention
I think I
the
was just,
retail, the retro
yeah.
card figures and the other deluxe legacy figures and stuff too.
Oh, I didn't even consider those or some of the
So that's
deluxe
probably close
figures.
to 200 at that point.
Yeah.
Over
Yeah.
200.
I mean, if you did that, you'd be over like $5,000 to $6,000 probably. Oh, and if you backed all the HasLabs and got all the
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
vehicles,
You're
and
looking at
that's
those
over.
larger
It's-
vehicles.
It's
Yeah,
easy
that's a
about
lot of
it's
money.
minimum $1,000 a year just on that.
And I think Marvel Legends collectors probably suffer even more than that. They get tons of releases that aren't quite on my radar. But whew, a lot of money going out there.
Yeah.
That's pretty
And
cool.
to touch on Bart's
Mhm.
thing there, Patriot Force didn't fund. Something weird went on there. I think that Kickstarter is being a bit shady. This one guy did a video on it. What was his name, Ken? Do you remember his name of his
I
channel?
remember that.
I forget. I've seen him before. I've seen his videos before. I forget his name. You sent me the link a while ago, and it looked like Kickstarter suppressed it, and it was actually hard to search and find
promote.
Patriot Force.
Yeah. And I think he said,
Yeah.
though, even
Yeah.
at Joefest, because he was our neighbor at Joefest and we spoke, and he said, he does have a plan should the Kickstarter not to continue the thing, because what they're
Yeah.
doing for vets and honoring them is a
Mhm.
wonderful thing, and it really should be
Agreed.
supported.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a shame that I guess I don't know, the powers that be don't deem it worthy of being a Kickstarter when there are people doing
Oh, it was
much more
clearly
frivolous things, that are
Yeah.
promoted.
It was clearly suppressed. The guy who did the video was called Action Figuratorium.
Yes.
And some of the inside baseball I got from Ryan himself of Patriot Force sounds very suspicious. Like he had hundreds of people lined up to jump in on, they were interested, and only a small fraction were actually notified, right? Which is not what Kickstarter does. They send out notifications to everyone who signs up. In this case, and there were times when I'd go to look for, if I closed that tab, I couldn't find it again, no matter what search I would use or whatever. I'd go to Kickstarter, I'd go outside of Kickstarter, and then you'd find it and it wouldn't be working and all sorts of stuff. And it's like, this is really strange.
Yeah, 100%. It's just like, was it something in the content that made people go, nope, we're not going to do that? Because there were certain aspects of Patriot Force that were a bit polarizing, but it doesn't mean people didn't want it.
There was at least
Right.
one veteran in there that I think a lot of people kind of took issue with over some allegations.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't aware of that, but
I
No,
wasn't
I
either
mean-
until someone pointed it out. But
yeah, Kickstarter promotes and sends me tons of emails for things that I don't even like. I've never even backed or shown interest in.
it's
And
always like
they
a
go,
random anime comic or like a
yeah.
tabletop
They're like,
thing.
we think you might like this, and then I look at it and I'm like, no, why would I back? What? This has nothing to do with me.
Right?
So-
Not quite interested.
might-
in that.
Hopefully Ryan can do like Will was saying. I talked to him for a while. He's got some ideas on how to do it without Kickstarter. But if he did decide to go back to Kickstarter, he might be better off starting with like 4 basic veterans and just running it that way. Then
Sure, just bite off a much smaller piece and try and run with that. And I agree with that. But there's a lot of Kickstarters that didn't fund the first time around that came back. And,
100%.
Oh yeah.
AWOC. I mean, AWOC didn't fund the first time. It
Yep.
tried to fund, and look at them now.
Was that
Well,
the
no,
four, was that the
I
4-inch line?
thought they did fund the first time, but then they ran a second Kickstarter.
No, did their 4-inch line fund the first time though? That's what I think. That's what I think. We're actually.
Yeah,
Was
that's
it-
right. I forgot.
Yeah,
I
their
forget
4-inch
about
line
that
didn't
4-inch
fund.
line.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
even Bobby Vella's first Action Force one didn't fund. So I mean,
Yeah, and then he reworked it and then ended up funding.
But
So,
anyway, fellas, I got to roll, so I just want to pop in and say hi.
And
Bye,
Nice
Ed.
to see you guys. again.
Take
Hopefully
care.
we
Take
See
care.
you Saturday.
Yeah, love y'all.
Hope to
Love
see
you,
you
Ed.
soon,
Later,
Ed.
dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you too, Joe.
Yeah.
Actually, Ken, I got to roll as well. My phone is down to 15%.
Yep. No
And
worries. We're not going to go too much longer tonight because I know Ed jumps on at 6 o'clock my time, so we're probably going to end this probably by around 6:15. So just to minimize that overlap, I'll even drop the link to Toy Elite Network into
Nice.
the chat here.
All right. See you, Oz.
But yeah, see Oz.
See ya.
guys,
Yeah.
but
Yep.
I do want to say it was an honor and a pleasure to meet everybody and spend time hanging out face to face. Because although a lot of us get together on Saturdays or across live streams, it's not the same. It's fun
Yeah.
and it's like an appetizer, but it ain't the entree.
Absolutely.
Not at all. Yeah.
All right, gents. I will see you all later. Take care. Remember to
Bye,
be
Rexham.
awesome.
We will be as
Bye,
awesome
Oz.
as you
Oz.
tell us to be.
Bye.
Yes. Take care, Oz. So at 6:05 my time or 9:05 Eastern, Ed and Travis will go on live. So that's their link. Yeah. Cool. I think Oz is trying to log off. Let me just take him off stage. He can. Anyway. Oh, it's a bit warm here right now. I didn't turn the AC on because people can usually hear it in the background. So that heat kind of just saps your energy a little bit. So
Yep.
yeah.
That's why I'm not in my usual spot of my car. It's just dang hot outside.
Yeah, right.
Don't you just crank the AC on and just burn fuel?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
something a Florida man would do.
Hey, I've been guilty
Yep.
of that. Just enjoying that AC for just another second before you go out there and. Well, look at
Ooh,
that.
look at that.
Oh, whoa,
Yeah,
hold on. Solo, everybody
No.
screenshot.
Oh, whoa, whoa.
Uh,
I have.
Oh.
Hey.
That's it.
Hey, Joey, did you get that screenshot?
I did.
I was
I'm
talking
already-
to both Joeys, Joe Recondo and Joey in the chat.
I'm already looking up like stuff to like make posters and stuff.
Yep. Right.
Yeah, that's the first time I've seen it with the Ushanka, Steve.
Nice.
And the little snowshoes that clip on the pack.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I love it.
Thanks, man.
I'm gonna have to take a trip up north just to play in the snow with these. That was one of my favorite things to do with my.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kim's giving me some inside baseball this week too. I won't say what it is, but
They don't
inside
have
baseball, too.
guys, they don't have snow in Manitoba. They have ice.
There you go.
Right? No, we have good snow. What are you talking about?
Ice
There's
water
not
is
right
fine
now.
better, you know.
Well, Rexship, you were in the room when I gave the inside baseball on Hailstorm and how that was how that actually
Yeah.
came out, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, how that became version 2 just because of the way Steve felt like drawing that day. So yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't nail down version 1, right? It was so weird. Every time I'd pick up a pencil, version 2 would come out, and I'm just like, oh, this is great and all. So you keep working on it because you started it. So for the hands, the head, every different angle, it was always version 2, and it's like all I had was the side profile of version 1, and I just could not extrapolate that into another view at all on paper. It was the weirdest thing. And right now I'm working on version 3. So whatever.
We want to know more
Version
about
3.
version 3. That's why nobody
Backpedal.
spoke up after that.
Version 3.
Oh, well, we can't put them too close together. I don't know. But yeah, version 3 will be interesting. I'll just leave it at that. So far, I like it. It looks pretty cool.
Parachutes from the hind.
Yeah. No parachutes. I'm
I'm
gonna
just kidding. Crash ain't here.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna start making these like hardcore rules just based upon these guys that troll me too much. So no purple ever, right? No parachutes ever, right? We just got to start like just being a complete ass about it. That'd be fun. What's that?
Was that Joe?
Oh, it was me.
No, that was my wife.
was
She's
Steph-
like,
that
no
was
purple.
Hi!
Hi, Stephanie.
Hello, Mrs.
Yeah.
Recondo.
She was like, no, purple.
ever. Yeah.
Never.
Talk to your wife for a minute there, Joe. Before
Well,
the show.
we do have the Zolcon Black Okami coming out.
Me too.
We do.
Oh, right.
Just
Eh? Are
kidding.
you
I'm
gonna
only
spray paint?
starting. I'm only starting rumors.
Yeah. Yeah. You're gonna go to your garage and like.
Yep.
Here we go.
There you go. Just take spray paint to the Okamis you have.
Right. I can
Yeah.
do that
Put 'em in
actually.
Put them in little baggies and just be like, "Yeah, sorry, we didn't have time to do packaging."
It'll
People are
look like something from Wish.
Yeah.
and charge
You know, it'd be
convention
fun
prices.
is if you took Leonidas, made him a tactical Santa for Christmas one year. That'd be fun.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Of course, we watched Red Dawn. I grew up on
Yeah.
Red Dawn, man. I was the first
Yeah.
kid in my little town to make my own Fallout bunker in the back 40.
I think I spent most of fourth grade looking out the window at school, wishing parachutes would drop down. I had a whole plan
Right.
of how I would grab, the cute chick in class and I'd save her and all. Oh my God, I worked out all the
Yep.
plans, and
Fantasizing that they'd shoot your teacher and
yeah, and then I'd have to, concoct something in
Got
the janitor's
covered.
closet, make a bomb, throw it out.
Hey,
Yep.
maximum
that's
warp.
right.
Of course, we watched Red Dawn. Yes.
Oh man, that was on replay nonstop at my place. It got to be a bit excessive, right?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, a lot of new names in the chat today.
Yeah. Ken, just so you know, you saw the crossover people, right? I hit that button and I streamed it to my channel as well, just figuring
Nice.
Yep,
share it
that's
over
fine.
there. Yeah,
That's fine.
yeah. I just want you to know if you saw.
That's fine.
I don't know how
I
that
don't-
works. There's like a little link kind of icon next to them if they're coming from there.
Yeah. So that's how you can tell. But yeah, I don't even know what my favorite memory of Joefest is. But the one thing I will say is it was cool that Ed Schumacher opened up the second floor.
Yes.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was cool, and there were some good vendors up there. It looked nice and it flowed pretty well too. So when you were coming back from your hotel room, you could cut in through there, which usually was where the panels would be. And I always thought that was a weird place for the panels, so I'm glad that they moved them to that other room. But yeah, that's a nice little shortcut. So you could always cut through there and take a gander, and then head down to the show floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So between that and then the entrance foyer at the front, crap.
Oh.
Do you want
And
the
he's
link,
rapping.
Andrew? You were actually at Joefest, so technically you qualify to get the link. You have to ask for it though. You have to come in and chair shot me.
Yep. Not only is he crashing and bashing, he's rapping too. Look at that.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
All right,
Yeah.
guys, I'm gonna hop off here. I love you all.
All right,
All
Joe.
right.
Joe.
Man.
Thank you, Joe.
Later, Joe.
Good
Say
boys.
hi to your lovely wife.
See ya.
Yeah.
Will
Take care,
do.
man.
Be
Have a
good.
great day, guys. Yeah.
Not in a weird way, though. Not in a weird way for me.
I
Just
hear
say
you.
hi.
I hear you.
Hey, be weird.
All right. Okay. See you later.
Yeah, that was great.
And Ed was saying after the Saturday, they'd already set a record attendance, which is amazing, right? I thought he said he got 8,500 people last year, which is up from about 6 the year before.
Oh,
If
wow.
those numbers are a little off, I don't know, but I know that it's close to those numbers. So that tells me that if you add the Sunday, and he probably got over 10,000 people. I'm kind of speculating there, but that is a legit convention size show now, right?
That is
Because
true.
even the big shows here, like the big P&E show that you went to here, Steve, if that gets 4,000, we're doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dates are out already. I think it's the 26th to the something.
26 to 28 or 27 to 29. I think
Yeah, they
26
moved
to, I
it
think
up a week.
26 to 28.
Or
Yeah.
back a week.
They
Yeah.
moved it back by a week.
Yeah, I think it's
So
The last week.
You guys are gonna have to wait. We're all gonna have to wait an extra week for next time.
Yep. But Delta 17 is going to do so well. Steve's going to be like, "Hey Ken, what's another con we can go to in 2027?" And of course,
You're always pestering me. You just want to fart around.
yeah. Actually, I just want another vacation, Steve, that we can expense in
Yeah.
the company.
Pretty
That's all.
much. You don't want to go back to work. It's just
I don't want to
like,
go back
screw
to
it.
work. Right.
Maybe next year,
You know.
Delta 17 can get a center aisle.
Yeah, right. Eh?
We talked about that center aisle, but I think the way the banners are set up, and the way we have our tablecloths, just the way our banners are, I think it's better just to do the straight line like we had, right? And also we get premium placement there, right? Because if you go center aisle,
Oh, that yeah.
you put Ed in a conundrum. Who do you put in front? Marauder Skeletron? Do you do a second center
Right.
aisle and put Delta 17 at the front?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want to bump Marauder Skeletron out of their spot, right?
Right.
Right? Because to me,
Yeah.
they're feature on the show too, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. There was
I
got a
like
big
where we
crowd.
were.
Oh yeah. This is y'all had prime real estate.
yeah,
I do. I really do like the way it was, and the way it was spread out too. Just it was there was multiple transactions going. There was never like a lineup because there was a bottleneck, so people could
Yeah.
come in and check out the product and talk to us and conduct business. Multiple transactions going on at the same time. So, you know, whereas the way we were the year before, there probably would have been a lineup. Just being on that end cap the way it was. And for Marauder and the way they do things with their build a figure, that kind of center aisle works well for them because they have several different things going on. So it's like
Yeah.
the build a figures around the back of the booth, and then the regular stuff's all up front. So I think the way it was is perfect.
I mean, in
Yeah.
2024, we did have a bit of a lineup on the Friday. Actually, quite a big lineup for the Red Okami. I
Mhm.
remember that being a bit of a bottleneck because it was our first time having product at a show, and I was kind of shell shocked by the number of people who were coming in to get the Red Okami.
Yeah, but like that surface area, because there was like the sides of the end cap, but most of the business was happening right there in the front, and it was an aisle, so people were going by. So there was just kind of a bottleneck right there. So I think the way it was spread out was just perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I love that spot. We're gonna go for the same spot, same size next year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it'll
And should
work.
put up the booth sometime this month, sooner than later.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, I wonder if
Yeah.
would it be? I saw some vendors just brought their own tables, and
Yes.
this next year I could bring 2 tables, so we don't have to go through that whole fiasco trying to get the extra ones. But I
We'll
just
Right.
want to know
we'll
if
need a
the
6 foot table
height,
though.
yeah, if the heights would line up perfectly, because that's the nice
Oh,
thing about theirs. Just
right.
that
Yeah.
I don't know if if there's a standard on those fold up tables. I've never checked.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, not
usually
sure.
6 by 2.5 feet.
Okay.
So yeah. Thank you, Joe Hunter, for becoming a YouTube channel member. You can become a
Awesome.
channel member today for blah 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 something something. I'm not set up for this particular ad. Blah blah blah. Patreon.com/Toy Kennections for extra content. Something something. Blah blah blah. Delta17.myshopify.com for hailstorms. Something something something. Blah. Okay. All right. Carry on. What were we talking about?
We're talking about the
Sales pitch
booth.
ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Sorry. Wasn't geared up to do an ad, so Joe Hunter put me on the spot though. So thank you, Joe Hunter. Appreciate it. Yeah, pretty much. So the Action Force, the Palatoy setup there was Stephen Kelly, Stefan, Chris
Amazing.
Desira, and the dude
Amazing.
next to them, another guy named Steve as well. Apparently, it's a popular name.
Yeah.
So
I really loved what they're doing and bringing that stuff over and just having never in my life did I dream that I would see an entire table at a convention with just everything you could think of, UK Action Force. And that was
Amazing.
probably the highlight of not this, year, but Joefest 2024 was like getting my hands on one of them. And, whereas there weren't any big purchases like that for me this year where something was just, like
jumping out at you, yeah.
kind of a grail piece or something like that where I thought I would never get it. There were a lot of very smaller, and equally satisfying purchases made.
Yeah, I mean, who knew? Like in 2023, we had some Palatoy Action Force there, but there was a big explosion in 24, and even more so in 25, because those dudes that brought the Palatoy stuff, they didn't know how popular it would be last year. So this year, showing up with 8 Robo Skulls, or was it 9? I'm not sure.
All
They
that
sold out
box
completely.
stuff, holding
Yeah.
the package in my hand and looking at the cross sell on the back was just not that I could afford, any of those or that I really have a desire to do it, but just to hold it and, just imagine what it would have been like to be a kid looking at that in the toy store and checking it all out. It was really fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It was
Just like-
wild.
I mean, I missed so many booths there. Like, I didn't properly get to look at Savage Crucible. You know, I didn't really sink my teeth into the Marauder booth. And when I took the
Yeah.
photos and came home, I'm like, okay, I'm going to the website because I took a photo and I left. Right.
Or that
Yeah.
the Beasts of the Mesozoic. That was a fantastic looking booth with
That
just
was a great
terrific product. And I walked by it several times, but I was always kind of walking with purpose. You know, I had somewhere to go or something to do, so I didn't just stop and smell the flowers, which I should have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah. So that's kind of the downside of a bigger show. It's almost like you want to add another day, but if you add another day, you kind of dilute it, and then people are taking extra time off of work, right? But hey, the big Comic Cons, like the really big Comic Cons, added that extra day. So I don't know, right?
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been trying to come down Thursday night next year. So.
Oh, that's right. You
Yeah.
came on the Friday this time.
Yeah, I
So
came down
Oh.
Friday both times. And it's just, yeah. I'm gonna try to come down Thursday night, have that Friday before the show to one recoup and two just to hang out with people before the show. So I'm not as
yeah,
rushed.
Yeah, I saw some other people. I don't know. Yeah, I wonder if it would be, I definitely want to add the extra day at the end and stay through Monday morning next year, just without a doubt, because
Right.
yeah, I was really feeling like, and every year I say the same thing. I was like, oh, driving, just doing a 9-hour drive after the
Mhm.
Sunday show is just not fun.
Yeah.
I really,
It's not.
I really need to just, stay the night.
if you can
And
stay the extra day and check out at 11, right? Because even
yeah,
if you hit the road and say you take your time. Oh, sorry. Say you take the extra day and take 10 hours to get back. You're still back by nighttime, even if you're still
mhm.
back same day if you leave at 11.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. I think that's definitely the move next year.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, we missed you at our Delta supper after, man.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I saw
But the
pictures.
previous year we did the Delta Supper at on the Saturday.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was at the
just
Fancy Golf Club. Holy cow. That
it
place was
was.
crazy.
But I
We're
think
like,
that
what are we
year,
doing here? And everyone's looking at us like, what the heck? Bunch of sweaty guys in nerdy t-shirts.
yep. I
It's
think that
funny.
year though the show ended at 5, so we were able to make that work. Whereas this year the show
Oh,
ended
yeah.
at 6, so it was a bit harder to kind of organize that supper. Right.
Yep. Got the
Yeah.
doggy.
Sorry to keep going off camera, guys. My allergies are really killing me, but this is oddly this is the best I felt in weeks, even though my allergies are absolutely slaughtering me today. But at least I can
Oh,
actually
yeah.
talk full sentences today.
I know a lot of people. My throat was killing me for for days after, and
Yeah.
yeah.
You can take all the antihistamines and nasal sprays and everything. If your hay fever is aggressive, it's really aggressive. So it happens to me every summer. So it's actually a bit harder for me to make videos at this time of year than it is other times of the year. So history of something, whatever, we'll have to wait a little bit. Right.
The history of antihistamines.
Yeah, pretty much. And why they need to work a little bit better. I need to like triple my
Right.
dosage or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, Steve, you managed to get the Action Force, the command center there. That Z Force command center.
Yes. Yeah, I'm sort of setting it up on that table over there. I've got it all laid out. I found one piece with a couple of broken tabs, so I'm going to be like, hey, I want a new piece. But no,
You're
it's
lucky.
beautiful. Like,
You're lucky you got it in that condition at all. Right.
yeah,
Those tabs
no,
are
it looked,
very commonly broken. Yeah, but
yeah,
it is nice to get them whether or not. Yeah.
And you managed to get one of the Sea Lions as well. One of the Action Force Sea
Yes.
Lions.
yeah, they wanted it gone, so they just cleared it out to me at an amazing price that they wouldn't even do for Ken. So I was like,
I know. How did I pay that much for mine? Because I bought mine on Saturday.
right?
Steve's like, should have waited a day, Ken. Should have waited a day.
Yeah.
But it
And
wouldn't have been
Joey, we're not making the V landing craft. We're not. Come on, that's a little bit out of our wheelhouse, right? We're not doing Red Dawn. We're not doing V. We're gonna do Delta 17.
One can dream, though. One can dream.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. If you want to repaint them into what have you, go right ahead.
Sure.
There we go. That's what's gonna
I
happen.
don't know. But yeah, I love V. That was a great show.
Oh, it was. It was.
Mhm.
That was good. Good entertainment back then.
Yeah.
Just the first time I saw one of those guys eating what was it, like a gerbil or a hamster?
A guinea pig. Guinea pig. Yeah, their jaw went like,
Yeah.
right?
Oh my god, that gave me
Yeah.
nightmares. That was
I
good
remember
stuff.
watching the Sci-Fi Channel when that reboot happened. They call the
Oh, I
reboot.
never saw that. Yeah.
Was it good?
I don't remember. I just remember my dad turning on the original show on Sci-Fi. Like, oh, this is interesting. The
Yeah.
reptilian thing that got the conspiracy theorists talk about.
So is there something y'all
No,
wish you could have done at Joefest that you didn't get around to?
I think I know I'm going to say people, but yeah, just talk. There were some people that I wish I stopped or maybe took the time and sought them out and spoke to them. And I didn't. And I just got caught up in the thing. And maybe, like I said, just slowed down and took my time and maybe did a full, lap
right?
of the place and really soaked it in. Because, like I said, it's rewarding being there in the booth and everything, but it also is kind of like a double-edged sword because you also miss some of the just show experience in that sense,
And the show floor is so big, and you add the upstairs, and you miss even more.
And
It's hard to.
some of the panels, I didn't even look at the roster of panels this year. Where I think my first year I went to every single panel.
Yeah.
Second year probably picked and chose and just like with each year that's gone on, I've gone to less and less of those because I've been more preoccupied socially. So it's a good thing too.
Mm-hmm.
I
I
didn't
think
see
K
a
Dog
lot
is.
of whales.
I think K Dog is trolling me.
Yeah. Okay.
He knows I got a lot of random shopping lists from people at the show. Like I landed and all of a sudden, oh hey, can you bring back in your luggage this, that, and the other things? So I think K Dog is trolling me.
Nice. Yeah, right.
I'm gonna just say not my call because if it was, we would know the answer. Oh wait, no, we could get licensing. I don't know if we get licensing fees, so I guess not.
All right.
I don't know if
Yeah,
Ken could push for that.
I wished. Yeah.
Oh no, Joe! Please, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Joe. I'll send you one. I'm working on some new ones here.
He was giving away the zip strap bags, and I didn't get one. I should have asked him for one.
Hey, there you go. But I do have some stuff to put in the mail for Joe, so I will be doing that. I'll be sending him one. He likes to bust my chops because I forgot them.
Now we busted each other's chops the entire show. Look what Andrew Davis did to me. He was following me, threatening to chair shot me the entire show. I'm just like, hey, I don't have medical insurance down here. He's like, oh, okay, I'll go easy on you. I'll hit you with a little cheap chair shot. There you go. So
nice.
Yeah. Ronnie got some shopping lists too. Some guy stayed up to message. I mean, it's hard because you got to fit it back into your luggage, right? In my case, I'm working the booth, so I'm just like, well, how does that work, right? All right, thanks, Joe. Getting a little backpack of some sort. So good stuff. Good stuff. Well, this has been so much fun just getting as much of you guys back together as possible. And I know I gave you all very short notice to do this kind of thing. But I've been meaning to do it for a while now. So
I feel you though, because it took me probably a full week to recover. It wasn't until the end of that first weekend back that I started to feel normal again. So I totally understand you.
Yeah. And to think that call sign Longbow and Destro's Toy Den and some of those guys just hopped in the truck and went straight to Texas a week after. I'm just like, y'all are troopers.
Yep. And Joey, if you're wanting Red Dawn, Longbow is the closest thing to Red Dawn. I mean, the Spetsnaz guy that they have, that camouflage is actually relatively close to the fictional camouflage they had in Red Dawn.
Yeah, and it takes place in the 80s, so it's a Cold War era toy line. So
it makes sense. Perfect. It actually fits perfect for them, and they should get a few more of their products later this year, as will Operation Recall. Both are supposed to have stuff by the end of the year, which is going to be great, right? Because
Yeah,
it's
I'm
good to
really
fill
looking
that
forward
gap
to it.
because we won't have stuff for a little while. So it's good to get their stuff on the market to keep the O-ring push going, right?
Yeah. Oh
So,
yeah, and their stuff looks really good too.
oh God, yeah. Like Steve, you and I were talking about it. Like those, that stuff that we don't have to look at from the perspective of one, what can we change, and two, how do we market and sell this thing? We can just enjoy it. We can just open it
Yep.
up and play with it, right?
Yeah.
It's refreshing. Yep.
Right, and it's kind of refreshing doing that, right? Because anytime you show me a character, I'm like, okay, I'm trying to visualize the packaging. I'm trying to figure out how we're going to present this guy. How are we going to bring him up on a live stream? How are we going to tell people about it? What's his bio going to look like? No, I don't have to do. You don't have to do any of that for Recall or Longbow. We just rip the packaging open and have at her.
Yeah, and it seems like every single day a new person getting their Delta 17 shipment, posting it up on Instagram, or I'm seeing it pop up somewhere, and it's not always the usual names that I'm used to. So
Yep.
word's getting out there, and people are picking it up. And some people, that the 2025 exclusives were their first taste of Delta 17. So
Yeah, but we
yeah,
converted this guy over here.
yeah.
So
Glad we did.
yeah,
Have
it's
them
great.
all.
So yeah, buy them all. Look at the cross sell. Just get every single
Yep.
one. And I was glad we were able
Thanks,
to get
Pedro.
the exclusive package this year because last year we started the process kind of late, so Red Okami showed up in that clamshell. Yeah. So people did complain though, and we're gonna get questions about this from retailers, Steve, that there was not room to put a peg hole at the top here. There just isn't space where
Yep.
you stop and
Nope.
actually look at the thing. They're simply put like where would you actually put the peg hole, right? So,
Well, yeah, they want it down. I think 7 mil. No, they want it really far down, and that would have squished the
The
logo
logo.
way too far
Yeah.
down.
yeah, it
You
would have
know, we would have
overlapped with
to
where you were
minimize
gripping.
it.
I wonder, could we have
Yep.
gotten just a hole punch peg hole like we got for the Weapons pack, or no? Or was that still not a fit?
Probably, yeah. I gotta go, guys.
No
All right,
problem, Steve.
Steve.
We're gonna
Yep.
wrap up here pretty soon anyway. So
Okay,
yeah,
later.
yeah, no problem. Take care, Steve.
All
Yeah,
right, see you.
yeah. Well, you heard him say probably maybe we could have gotten just that the hole punch style peg hole like we got for the
Yeah.
weapons pack.
I mean, they sell little stick-on ones that you could buy in big packs, and they come on sheets, and you just peel and stick them. They're like repair tags for when the ones get worn out that we've used in retail forever. But most of the time too, they could probably just set them on a shelf. But I know a lot of people using those pegs and grids.
I do think that's what Toy Department did. They just put one of those stick-on ones on there
Yeah.
because they just happen to have them in shop. So yeah, well, I mean, everyone seems to have taken off either for dinner or to get ready to
Yep.
go to bed or whatnot. But we had a good turnout today,
Yeah.
and so any other things y'all want to say before we wrap up and say goodbye here?
No, just miss you guys. It was great seeing you again,
Yeah.
and looking forward to this entire year coming forward and seeing what's next for Delta 17 especially. But you know me,
What?
I'll be just doing my thing every Sunday, talking 118. So if anyone wants to talk 118, you come see me.
Something's coming, Bart. I won't say what. Right. What about you, Jonathan? Anything else to add?
No, I just this like I said, this year we got told other streams. This year was just a lot of just hanging out with people as compared to the last year, just taking it all in. So it was really fun. Got
Yep.
to really just enjoy this floor the first night, and Saturday and Sunday just enjoyed hanging out with people.
Yep.
Do it again next
Absolutely.
year.
Yeah. And
Looking forward to Santa Leonidas next year, right? Agree.
Santa Leonidas, I like it.
so as people file out that figure that Steve showed, did you catch the name of that last time he talked about it? Will?
I called her Babushka, but
Okay.
Steve just laughed. He did the same little sneaking thing on my stream right after
But he
Joefest.
added the Ushanka this time,
Yeah,
and I was like,
that's
"Oh my
right.
god!"
Yeah,
I'd
yeah,
never,
yeah.
I'd never seen the Ushanka until now. I saw the 3D render of it, but that's the first time I've even seen the Ushanka.
Yeah.
Right on the figure itself. Like, oh my god, that's awesome. Female snow army builders for Retrograd.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Surprise like this.
Yeah. All right. All right, everybody. Let's wave goodbye. Jump over to Toy Elite Network. The link is way,
Yep.
way, way back in the chat. Say hi to Ed and Travis for us. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna drop the link here if everybody wants to if everyone's still in the mood, jump on over. All right.
Yep.
And with that,
See you
I
guys
have
over
no
there.
outro, so we're just gonna say bye like this.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.